Are you worried that Peter Obi might not be able to replicate the numbers that he garnered in the 2023 election if he is on the ballot in 2027?
We are not just running election and just making speculation out of the blues. Also carry out that, we also collect data. We do a lot of engagement. I just came back from a journey, I told you. So these are the things we do behind closed door. And we know what is there. And we know that the only person that this government does not want to be on the ballot is Peter Obi. They are doing everything.
So Peter Obi can defeat Bola Tinubu.
Go and counter many times. Bayo Ononuga has posted about Peter Obi on his Twitter page.
What does that mean?
He's worried. He's worried about Peter Obi. They are worried. They don't talk anything without talking about Peter Obi.
If Atiku Abubakar, you think Tinubu is not afraid of Atiku Abubakar?
It's not.
He's not afraid of Rotimi Amechi.
It's not.
He's not afraid. He's the only person Tinubu is afraid of is Peter Obi.
He's on record. They know it. There's a high level of fear.
If Peter Obi goes head to head with Bola Tinubu, you think Peter Obi will beat Bola Tinubu?
We got into this democracy in 1999. The APC did everything to defeat Bola Tinubu in Lagos. They couldn't. They did everything. They brought federal might, they brought resources, they brought connection. They could not. It took the Peter Obi to garner about 1 million votes that was reduced to 500,000 votes. It took a Peter Obi to come to FCT when there was seat of power to defeat.
You came into government. Let's put aside the controversial way he became president. I didn't vote for him, but I gave him the benefit of doubt that now that he has become president, he will do two key things. First of all, to fight these terrorists to a standstill. Under Tinubu, what is going on? Who is he afraid of? Another thing I expected Tinubu to do was immediately to release Nnamdi Kanu from detention. He did not do any of those. One thing a good president does when you come to power, you begin to right the wrongs immediately. When Obasanjo became our first civilian president in this dispensation, when we were just coming out from the era of the military, the first thing he did was reconciliation. To that effect, he set up the Oputa panel. He knew that people needed to jojo, and that jojoing mellowed down a lot of tension. So when you came to power, there was already tension by reason of Nnamdi Kanu case, and you now compounded it. Instead of you to immediately release Nnamdi Kanu, you are dancing to the tune of some obnoxious human beings who are advising you not to. Then you don't know anything about leadership. So when Obasanjo say Tinubu came to power unprepared, it is true. So those who say Tinubu is doing something for Nigeria, he has the balls, he's making the decisions that his predecessors never made. What decision? Removing subsidy? What's the big deal about removing subsidy? Obasanjo wanted to remove subsidy, and he started it. Jonathan wanted to. The people kicked against it. Let me tell you the difference. The difference is not in the bravery, I call it bravado, of Tinubu. The difference is in the fact that the predecessors before Tinubu were more sensitive to the people. They have what we call emotional intelligence more than Tinubu. They were worried of what was going to happen. The partial removal of subsidy that Goodluck Jonathan did was supposed to be a gradual process, which was perfect. The first removal he did, what did he do? They used the money from the partial removal of subsidy to run the Sure P program. And we are seeing vehicles in every state of the federation labeled Sure P, Sure P. It was so effective. Other projects were attached to it. Now, the removal of subsidy under Tinubu, what did he do? He decided to increase allocations to the state government. If you ask me why he did it, I will say for political reason. Just make the governors happy so that in 2027 they will support you. That's all he's been doing. Otherwise, you should have used the money that accrued by reason of the removal of subsidy to design a program that will touch all Nigerians. Like the Sure P, rather than just increasing allocation. Maybe you should have just used a percentage of it. Now the governors are loving Tinubu. Many of them are even defecting to an ineffective APC because of such largesse. It was just political. I keep telling people this is not how to politicize. When people say Tinubu know how to play politics, I laugh. The people of that generation, the things they do that you guys call politics is not politics. Using money, using street sense, using thugs, and you call those people they know how to play the game of politics. Using men who have no principles, who can still vote for you from the south, becoming friends to men who have no respect for principles, unrighteous men who have no respect for democracy, who do not follow the democratic processes. Those are the men they use, and you say they have structures. That is not politics. Let me tell you the best politician I've ever seen in Nigeria. is Peter Obi. Do you know why? He knows what this democracy is. Peter Obi, from nowhere, through an obscure party, he sold himself into the hearts of Nigeria, and he nearly became president. You all know what happened. That is a good politician. He knew a good politician is the one who knows how to sell himself to the people. A good politician is not the one that is not wanted by the people and he forces himself to be in power. The good politician is the one who can rise from any political party and become number one. A good politician is the one who can win the love of the majority of Nigerians, and they will love you religiously. That's a good politician. That is the only time you can say democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Being a good politician is not being able to buy the National Assembly, being able to buy the judiciary, being able to silence the silenceable, being able to leave power and leave your men there and continue to mix states. A good politician is not the one who leaves office and grants himself pension. So Nigerians should use their common sense. The best politician in Nigeria so far in the history of Nigeria is Peter Obi, not even the late Tony Aneni. All those people were using street sense to win elections. The good politicians is not the one who will force Monday Okpobolo on the people. That is not politics. That is crookery. Or is it crookery? It's criminality. The good politician is not the one who penetrates other political parties and kills those parties, plant moles, and create crisis in every political party. And you call that is evil. That is satanic. That doesn't make you a good politician. That is wicked street sense. That's why I love Atiku. Despite his riches, he never did any of those. He was just busy campaigning. He moved from one party to the other. But he was never known to intentionally plant moles to kill political parties. And you say he's a master planner. No, you are a devil. If you do that, you are a devil. The devil who refused to allow democracy to thrive. I remember the Watergate crisis in the 70s. What is his name? Robert Nixon. Or is this Richard Nixon? Robert Nixon. The Watergate saga. It was one party penetrating the other party to carry out some obnoxious operations to give their party political advantage. When you do that, it is criminal, even in Nigerian laws.
I say we should not be misled, consumed by this excitement. Yeah. Because, as they say in English, when the chips are down and it's time to do primaries, what kind of primaries is Atiku going to do with an Amechi? You know how Atiku does primaries? Mercilessly. I remember those dollars flying. Well, we're in the same coalition, but in Port Harcourt, I remember the dollars flying. Remember, I'm with Atiku. Atiku, I'm with you. Please, if you're hearing me, we're in the same coalition. And then, what kind of primaries are they going to do? Am I going to deceive myself? Okay, that all is going to be well in this ADC? The beginning of good governance if you run good primaries.
Tinubu, they fear somebody. Tinubu is scared of one individual in Nigeria. They fear this person reach the extent where they say, the moment Ghana said a thing about that individual's name, the presidency responded sharply. One thing I know about this government is they don't care what you're saying because they know they are powerful. The much you can do is talk. You can't take action to undo, to unseat them. So they're very confident on that seat. So they don't respond to what people are saying, criticism and all that. Oftentimes you just find party members, administration loyalists respond to things. Hence the real people, the key persons in the presidency does not even have time. Wiki like trouble, so he must talk if he get things like that. So those are the key loyalists to the administration, right? And to the administrator, those ones could talk. But most people need to talk. The key players inside the administration know they talk. You know why? Because they know say powerful body. Power the body. Nobody will intimidate them. But get this one individual with the president they fear. Come 2027. The fear does start now. And that fear they lead this president towards 2027 had the shake. You know, saying don't summarize everybody, summarize the military, summarize the police, summarize the judiciary, don't summarize INEC, they move Yakub Mahmoud like now, you know. That could video ever go suspension like class prefect as it be right now, because an appointment. But this one person went in the fear, and a person don't rule us before. Who does and dropped 2015. Give the baton of leadership to let Buhari and say, take, you want to kill yourself, take rule the country. And the moment Buhari took the baton of leadership of Nigeria, Nigeria started losing timing. Nigeria has been nosediving since, but in a very slow pace. But the moment, God forgive me, I don't know if I go abuse the man self, because I abused the man when we went in their life. The moment Mumu Buhari, I don't know if a man go school. If they go arrest me for this one, they go arrest me. Now, Mumu man, even if you go school, then they say no get sense for the school where you go. You know, Sabi, one thing for administration. You know, be like a passenger with articulated. This one only probably only military and war thing strategies. Sabi. Now people like that, now don't keep people like that. Now for inside bush, they're supposed to leave them and they leave. But all the same, I keep my mouth shut. I will stop right now. The thing with that man do this country annoy me. Be like person even go primary school. Be like person who get first school living certificate. Still they pay me today. I know the APC the man die. I really want to make you follow the process, making CIB. Make people can't change this country for me. I make it pay now. I'm not here achieve that thing. So finally, thank you very much for being part of this video. I know they take on a viewing, on a commitment, on a dicta, and they take for granted at all. I love you. God bless you. My name is Seifa John. The person with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the fear. And name na good luck Jonathan. Good luck in Bele Jonathan. And he don't confirm say the man the wrong come 2020. So let's expect the fierce. And this person they talk too much on the fear. Those they talk about that they say empty drum make the largest empty vessels make the largest noise, right? And making me fear the others. But good luck on. They make noise calm. They expect everything go sup.
Welcome back to the channel. So we've heard what these people have to say, and it's obvious some people, let me say some Nigerians, they believe that Peter Obi seems to be the only one or the only political figure that really worries Tinubu and the APC. Now they are saying that it's not about noise or hype, but about how Obi has carried himself in the past. This man has been quiet, disciplined, focused, and always coming with receipts about his achievements. Now who does that? And they actually keep pointing out how he ran Anambra State with strict financial control, how he was able to avoid wasting money, and he even left savings when leaving office. And a lot of Nigerians think that these past records make him stand out, and that's why they believe the ruling party does not take him lightly. That's APC. So some people are also saying that Obi's style of politics is different from the usual Nigerian way, which we all know. He talks more about data, accountability, and also results. Whether you agree with this or not, that's not the point. But a lot of Nigerians feel that this man changed the political conversation in the country. And that's one of the reasons some supporters think that Tinubu and APC don't joke with him. And I think half of the youth in Nigerians really want him to be president, because he talks about issues in a way that forces everybody to sit up. Even during his campaigns, anytime Obi drops a point or exposes government waste, it trends instantly, and supporters say it's like it shakes the political space. Now, another thing is Obi's reputation for living a simple life. During his party manifesto, he said a lot of things, how he doesn't fly business class and all that. This man does not like waste at all, and he doesn't move with unnecessary drama or spend public money carelessly. So stories about him traveling without a big convoy or staying in normal hotels, these have become part of his brand. And that's why Obi supporters believe that these things make him look more trustworthy than many politicians. Yes, definitely nobody is perfect, we all know that. But we all know that this man is better compared to Atiku and Tinubu. And that is why APC doesn't underestimate him. In between, they might come online to say that Obi's own is not a case, this and that. But they know his reputation is clean enough to attract voters who are tired of the usual political patterns. A lot of people feel that Obi has a strong emotional connection with young Nigerians, which I've stated earlier, be it online or offline. His name still triggers serious engagement. Nigerians, they say that his influence didn't die after the election. Instead, it keeps growing. And for these people, any politician who can still command the level of attention after losing is someone the ruling party has to pay attention to. So when Nigerians say Peter Obi is the only one the ruling party is afraid of, I believe they are right to some extent. And that's because of his clean image, past achievements, and the strong support base he has built. And that's the obedience movement. So what's your take about this? What do you think about it? Please kindly let me know in the comment section. And if today is your first time joining my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Peter Obi is somebody that has conquered greed, is moral and politically upright and disciplined. Very disciplined. How I wish many Nigerians could just be used as people who go to him so that they can get mentored. Because let me tell you, the level of way he's pushing this one term is sacrosanct. It's not something that has been done in the bedroom. Peter Obi will not want to lose his integrity or wants to lose his public, acceptance and appeal by just saying something, goes to the Twitter and say it, go to television, say it on your channels. These are clear statements that he's committed to participating in governance by doing the right thing. What is 4 years? 4 years is a lot of years. If you have the leader that is compassionate and committed, that sit every day, that can have the energy to go through the papers and go through the books, 4 years is a lot of years. Go and look at what is happening in Argentina. Go and look at what is doing in Argentina. Inflation has dropped drastically. The GDP has increased. The people are having, the unemployment rate is working. In just 2 years in Argentina. It took only 2 years for President Tinubu to bring us to this level of leadership. So poor leadership. So we need to be able to understand one thing, that 2 years is a lot of years to strengthen our institutional framework, to put up our discipline when it comes to fiscal responsibility and how we manage our resources. The most important thing you see in our government is that there's so much waste in governance and we don't prioritize our spending. So these are the character that Peter Obi has, that if he brings on board, it will be able to re-engineer how governance is operated in this country. And it's clear. Look, let's not drag this issue of one person saying 4 years. You have 365 days times 4.
Is that
enough to do a lot of
sincerity in it? We've seen situations where politicians go with one statement, and at the end of the day, they have the right to change their minds, and they say, the people have prevailed on me. That's what I said, that's what I want, but what will I do when people say, no, that you must change your mind? You have to listen to the people. We've heard that over and over again.
This country is very diverse. Power is not domiciled in one zone. People will see you. Young people, we must give them good example. That's why, look, I sat with him when somebody came to him and said, he said, no. I want to be able to leave example behind for young upcoming Nigerians to see that a man can make statement, a man can commit to the statement, and a man can deliver on a statement. Because this is only a pathway to creating new generation that will not see politics from the prism of it is my turn, you must grab the ballot box, you must run away with it. These are the challenge we have. People want to forcefully be in government perpetually without even delivering for the people. What we are looking for is that he has a prototype of the plan of what kind of government he thinks he should run. And he's not coming in to come and learn on the job. He's very successful when it comes to private sector, participation. He has done governor before. A lot of people might want to misrepresent his achievement, but there are records to show that he has performed and is committed to delivering good governance to any sector he has participated in. See, this one term is not saying it in the bedroom. He's not signing it with 3-4 people sitting down and saying, oh, look, I want to just do one term. He's telling Nigerians that in 4 years' time, if I stay for 4 years, you will see the kind of impactful leadership that you've not seen before. And then we can now usher in a system where it will be representative, that will show representation for the interest of people. You see these 2 terms that we are doing, that people have misjudged from section 134 or section 2, to say, no, it's compulsory, I must do 2 terms. If you fail in an exam, will you go to the next class? You shouldn't go to the next class. Even if you succeed in that class, and you feel, a lot of people have had first degree that they are not having masters. It doesn't mean that they are not brilliant. But you have to do something that will come to your satisfaction. This kind of leadership we have today are not leadership that we must forcefully put them, they must do second term. And people talk about written agreement. Let me tell you one thing about unwritten agreement. This is even more decisive than written ones. Even more decisive, especially when it's signed with open mind with the people.
Yeah.
I am very confident. I trust in his leadership and I trust in his sense of judgment that he will do for you.
You've been around for some time.